Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to Real Macroeconomics and Investing. Welcome to Trading to YouTube, Twitter, and my subs. How you guys doing? All right, I figured I'd kind of carry you through this trade. Okay, um, look, let's recap here for a moment. Right, this is what I looked like initially. Okay, this is what I looked like, and I said, well, if you look at the title of the previous video, I said this looks like it's going to puke it up. Okay, that was the analysis, and I also said that this is very unlikely, but I felt that it was the correct call to make. That it's going to go lower. Now, is it going to puke it up? That's what I thought at the moment. It didn't puke it up, but it did go lower. Okay, so the accuracy is okay. I said the more likely scenario, the normal thing for it to do is when a structure is falling, you get a correction in the opposite direction. Okay, you get a correction in the opposite direction. That's what usually happens. And that's exactly what happened here. Okay, we got that correction. Now, let's talk about this for a moment. When a structure starts to correct in a bull market from this, usually you'll get a nice move to the upside, probably even new all-time highs or whatever. Usually. Now, what happens in a bear market is the opposite. It fails. So we got this nice little 1, 2, 3 up. It formed a nice little bear flag once again and failed. Okay? Failed. So what does this mean? Well, I'll show you here what it means. And I think I talked about it in the previous video. What happens is when you correct, because this needs to correct because it was getting too tight. When it corrects, what ends up happening is this is an expansion of the structure. All right. And I talked about it in the update video. So we got an expansion. All right, fair enough. And then what happened, right? We kind of got this kind of formation here. Another bear flag came up right to that downtrend line and failed. Again. And then failed again. So that's in a bear market, what that's telling us is that it corrected to the upside, failed, expanded the bigger structure, and now the next likely move is that it's going to break the bottom. It's going to break down here. All right? That's the next likely scenario. Now, when it breaks the top, breaks the bottom, all right? And what ends up happening is you'll get a more uniform kind of channel looking, because the longer it stays in a downtrend or an uptrend, doesn't matter. The longer it stays in that trend, the more likely it is you're going to have those false breakouts or breakdowns in order to expand the structure. That's what usually happens. So with that in mind, break the top, you're going to break, which we did here, you're going to break the bottom. And then you get an expansion. Okay? So that's what's likely going to happen. Doesn't have to happen. Nothing, some piece of news comes out tomorrow, forget about what I just told you. But that's what's likely going to happen. So keep an eye on it. All right. Now, typically, I don't like to talk about this bare knuckle stuff too much. Why? Well, sometimes you give people enough information to think they know what they're doing, and they go out and they hurt themselves because they don't really fully understand it. So that's why I avoid too much talking about it. Okay, or they'll go out and they'll try it, or it doesn't work. Oh, Nick doesn't know what he's talking about, and I don't want that. Okay, but I'll just kind of carry you through this one particular trade. So yeah, let's talk about cryptos because I know I'm going to be asked, and I talked about this in the previous video. Again, structure pointing up, thrust down move, structure pointing up, thrust down move, structure up, thrust down move. Not a surprise. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. If anything, this lasted a little bit longer because of the holiday, but ultimately it did what it was supposed to. resume to the downside. So that's, again, good analysis, high accuracy uh, on both analysis, right? I got this one correct. I got many other things correct too. Well, let's take a look here. Natural gas, published September 2nd, Head and Shoulders, very clear to see. Boom, there you go. It's like magic, right? Well, it's not just it's not just the charts, believe me. It's also the macroeconomics behind it. Anyway, that's it for this video. Um, Thank you very much. I hope you found this useful, and we'll talk again. All right, take care. Bye bye.